Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second and last weekend review for the Cthulhu Death May Die Fear of the Unknown Kickstarter campaign. I'm Elena. I'm here today with producer Guilherme Goulart, producers Guilherme Goulart and Kenneth Chen, and designer Marco Portugal. Am I pointing in the right direction? Everything is mirrored. It's difficult. How are all of you? How are you, Guilherme?
I'm doing very. It's been a very exciting week. We've got very excited to show some of the things we revealed this week during the campaign. Very happy to bring some of the last episodes there. I saw a lot of people guessing some of them, um, and yeah, just excited to show what we have in stock today.
How are you, Marco?
No, I'm fine. It's been great to see the reaction of the backers and how they liked what we're doing. So it has been a cool week.
And how are you, Kenneth?
I'm a little bit hungry. I've been following the campaign. Comments are fun to read.
Yeah, people people are not helping talking about candy and potatoes in the comments non-stop. So an exciting week for us in the campaign, huh? How have everything been going so far? We're here to look at some cool stuff. I'm sure Kenneth has his amazing setup. So should we start? Before we do, everyone watching us, if you're new here, we'll be taking questions over the course of the live stream. If you have questions, just drop them in the comments. We'll try to get different ones throughout the whole thing. So shall we look at a few of our stretch goals?
Let's
do it. So I think we covered up until the investigator Michelle last time, which was just about to be unlocked or unlocked that Friday.
True. That's true.
What have you got for us there, Kenneth?
Let's...
We have 5 new investigators.
Correct. So these are the 5 investigators we've unlocked since last Friday. So really quickly going by them. So we have Salvador Dali right there, front and center. Then Craig.
Dorothy Parker.
Yeah, Buck right there with the 2 pistols. Dorothy Parker and Anita, the Dark Professor.
Anita is a really cool investigator. She comes with this discovery card, which is a spell that she can use to control monsters. So they come to her side and start giving her dice and extra health. Just like she transforms a monster in a companion of sorts with her discovery card. And also, since it's a discovery card, she can trade with other people the spell, and other people can use it. And as she levels up her skill, she can even like get more dice from the monster. It's really cool mechanic.
I have a soft spot in my heart for Salvador Dali, though.
Of course.
How can you not?
Yeah. It's an interesting mechanic. He has that. Usually, when you reroll dice in Cthulhu Death May Die, you choose which ones you reroll. But for him, you have to reroll all at once and get a new result. You can't save your successes or save your misses when you're attacked. You have to roll everything at once.
And I remember Craig.
He's very cool.
I remember
the personality.
Craig is sorry, Mark, for interrupting you there. Craig the Maître, he has some very mobile skills, right? He has is able to dash around. He has marksman. Yeah.
He can take stress to run. He has a kind of different take on the swiftness skill, but as a unique skill, because swiftness you also get free actions and mobility, but instead from the start you can have free move actions by spending stress, and at some point you can move more and you don't have to spend stress to get the extra action. But what's interesting about him having a unique skill that's similar to swiftness, that you can pair it up other skills, basic skills, because it's not the signature skill does not take a space of one of the basic skills. So he has stealth and marksman and a kind of swiftness, you know. So
Absolutely.
that's an interesting take.
And speaking a bit about investigators, I know we've offered a good selection of them here. We also wanted to touch on the fact that this time around their design has sometimes a bit more to them, a bit more meat to them. We've selected a couple of investigators that we've already unlocked just to show you guys what we mean about that. I think first one is Michelle. Yeah,
Michelle.
Yeah. One thing about Death May Die is that each investigator has a truly unique skill. No other investigator shares that skill. So uh, that's a limited design space. You know, you don't have that much to to create around that. So what we did this time, one thing that we started doing with the comics investigators, we added some tokens and extra components, just like the discovery card for Anita and the barricade for Michelle in this case. So what Michelle do is uh, eh, she has this special action that only her can do. That she puts a barricade token on a passage, and now when a monster would pass through this passage, instead they stay put and you remove the token and they take wounds. So she can really protect the other people with placing barricades on the board, and she has to predict which monster will pass through each spot, and uh, she changes the board, you know, with these tokens. So it's a really different experience when you have her in the group. So we're trying to give these unique skills, these signature skills, a really different take with using these extra components.
absolutely. And then on that note, the next one as well, Tom, the salesman. He comes well equipped with a
Yeah,
special tokens that only he has. Right? He's bringing some of his goods around that he can not
yeah,
only make use himself, but he can share as well. Right?
yeah. He starts with four these equipment tokens, and at any time he can discard to get the effects. For example, the beer bottle he can discard to heal his stress, or the grenade. But he also can trade these equipments with other people. So he can start, for example, in the first turn trading the equipment. Oh, you're gonna need this. I get the flare gun, you get the grenade, and after when he levels up, he can get back this equipment when he rests. So he's truly well equipped. He can find other flare guns, other grenades, and of course, he still can still trade with other people. And what's interesting is that at the last level, anybody can rest and get this token. So he kind of gives this power to anybody on the board, so everyone can have these special effects, you know, these special items that he brings to the game. So it's very different when you have him, because you have this access to these powerful effects, you know.
Absolutely. I think that about covers the investigative. Uh, since we don't have a lot of monster residents today to show, we have a few that we're going to show. I think coming up next is aha. So
Oh,
those are the mutated animals. You see the rabbit right there, then the fox coming up, groundhog, and squirrel. So these were a set of Go monsters that we released earlier this week, and they're part of an episode, um, along with another figure.
Yeah.
oh, oh my God.
It's huge.
Okay, that's way bigger than I
So
than I thought.
yeah, give me a bit of time to adjust.
Yeah.
I I think I can get rid of the mutated animals. Hold on.
I think so. But maybe you want to place, if you have an investigator at hand, one of those that we had.
Yep. There you go.
There you go. So
Yeah,
that, my dear friends, is the color from outer space, which was the last episode we unveiled this week. Um, so some very cool inspirations that we were looking for and looking at while working on this figure. It was very difficult, right, as a concept to bring the color of space as an enemy against the investigators in the game. We spent a good amount of time kind of looking up at even classic statues and art forms where we could represent the mutation, the distortion. I remember Francesco helped me out a lot with looking at statues where parts of the body are sort of carved out and they're just hanging by a thread. And we kind of were definitely interested in doing something like that. And you can see all the mutated people there as a result. And the color is just a glorious shape on the very top. And of course, we wanted to keep to scale because there are distorted people around on that base. So it's a very epic figure. You can see that the Dorothy Parker there, poor investigator, is next to the color of outer space.
yeah, the sculpture is amazing.
Is it exclusive to Kickstarter?
It is. So this is part of Lost Episode 6, if memory serves, which will be
Yes.
part of the stretch goals for this campaign.
Okay, I see a few questions. Does the color move on the elder track, or is there no other elder one for this
So
episode?
the color is not another one. Is it? She's. It is the monster of the episode. One of the monsters. We have two monsters in this episode: the mutated animals and the color out of space. And it also has the unknown monster card that you can use in any episode. So the color goes only on the board. It doesn't go on the track because it's not another one.
Now, the cool thing about that is that means he has an unknown monster card.
Yeah, the unknown monster card that you can use in any episode alongside with any other one or episode. Yeah. You can bring her to any game.
Now, here's an interesting question, Elena.
Ah.
What type of paint do you use to paint the color from outer space?
So I've seen a few questions about that. A few people asking where is the painted miniature. So I would pick purple and silver. What about you guys?
Is it possible to go to like a meteor crash site and actually get metals from outer space to?
I mean, you do you. Sounds troublesome and possibly radioactive, but it could be the most accurate depiction.
Yeah,
Yep.
probably because it started from a meteorite, so it would make sense.
Blue and white? I don't know. I want to have color change. I don't know. You
I mean,
guys, rainbow. Oh, Simon.
because of the illustration that is purplish, I can't see other color other than purple for her for the miniature. But I mean, I guess what you can imagine, you can use it.
True.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's one of those figures where there's no wrong answer.
No wrong answer. Yes.
I think monster-wise, speaking of resins, we have one more. Of course, it's going to be hard to follow the color from outer space, but I think we have the Coleopterans.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, really cool.
Oh.
There goes. This is a beetle, an ancient beetle-like race that's actually inhabited by other beings. They use them as servitors.
Yeah, the mechanic is very interesting. For each wound he has, and he gets stronger. And when he attacks, he heals the wounds and deals more wounds to the investigator. So the more wounds he has, the more wounds he deals, and he also heals. So he goes back to full health when attacking, and also deals more wounds.
Okay.
There's an
And you
Yeah.
have
interesting
a
point.
lot, like 4 miniatures, I think, or something like that. So you have a lot of them on the board.
Is it the size of an investigator? Can we have an
Oh
investigator
yeah,
next to
Yeah.
it?
for
I think
scale.
Sorry.
he's
There we go.
taller, if I remember. Yep.
Terrifying.
I saw a question that maybe now is a good time to take. Someone asked about a comparison for, I think, the animals versus investigators.
Yes. Fortunately, I do have one animal with me. Not a lot. Do you mean the mutated animals or the?
Yeah, the mutated
The
animals that we
mutated
just
animals,
showed you.
Oh, right. Let's use this one. The fox, or the rabbits.
the rabbits. The
Yeah, so
rabbit
they're
with two
about
heads.
they're about waist height. Yeah, the mutated animals.
They are about the height of, of an animal compared to the like probably a very big rabbit.
Yeah, very.
Yeah,
This has-
and
This
the
one
fox
is my
there.
favorite.
Yeah,
what does
and
this fox say?
there you go. So
Great.
whereas we had Taylor being the scale reference last week, this week it falls to Dorothy Parker to be there.
Said that there are no llamas. True, but that would be hard in Europe in the 20s. I cannot imagine a mutated llama, though. They're the cutest animals.
I'm pretty sure they will get someone to from the comments from our viewers to draw mutated llamas now. So I think that about covers. Like I said, we don't have residence for all the monsters. There has been more content unlocked. We don't have residence to show just yet. We will show them in future campaign updates for sure. But I think that about catches us up to the present with everything we have to show. What do you think, Helena? Should we talk about things that are coming up ahead?
Oh, do you think it's time? Well, then
I would say
maybe.
it's a good time.
People have been asking for lots of things, and as we said last week, it's very dangerous to call on these creatures, right? Because sometimes they do come your way. So shall we see our big review for the week? Let's go.
Let's go.
You have called for him, and he has answered your call. All hail Lord Nyarlathotep.
Nair Lathotep. So you asked, and Nair Lathotep has come. There's a whole bunch we today.
Yes.
Where to begin?
Where to begin? How about from the beginning? About
All
a
right.
good place as any.
So
This is season 4.
Yes,
we're
season
bringing
4.
season 4 to you today, which is an
Just like
expansion.
we had season 2 for the first one, now we have season 4. It's similar format, but with some difference.
That's true.
The
So
most important difference is that we have another one in this expansion that we didn't have in the season 2 expansion. So we have less investigators, but we have another one in this box.
absolutely. So this is, as you can see, is an expansion for Cthulhu Death May Die, meaning it can either plug into Fear of the Unknown, the new core box, or into the previous core box, into the first core box. Um, it's the expansion we're unveiling to you today. As Marco said, there are a few differences. We're going to talk about them in comparison to season 2, namely less investigators, and it has another one, plus a few other things we want to show. And of course, there you go. My son wants to contribute with his art. Thank you very much,
Amazing.
Guga.
Yeah.
And the art here that you can see on the cover, as someone mentioned, it's by Stefan Kopinski, the same artist from the other covers from the line. And of course, the intent here is to show Cthulhu and Riley, like as seen from a dreamer observation.
Yes, it is quite a sight looking up.
Shall we begin with unveiling some of the figures?
Yes, and here are our investigators.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, season 4 comes with 6 investigators. As usual, of course, their figures and dashboards and unique abilities for each. Who would you like to talk about first, Marco?
Maybe Gary, the one with the dynamite in his hand. Yes. So since it's an expansion, we got to also add some nice twists to the signature skills. So for Gary, for example, we have these dynamite tokens that he can place on the board to explode the enemies. And we have the reformed cultists. I mean the Sylvia,
Hmm.
and she has like this ability to do more wounds to cultists, and she is good fighting cultists because she knows them. And we have Bruno. It's like um, a counterpart to Leon. Leon is the show off guy from the season 3, and Bruno, he likes to be alone. He's the lone wolf. So when he's alone, he gets more dice and he gets stronger. So it's kind of different in that way. Yeah, we have a lot of different characters here, and we could make different uh, uh, signature skills because of the. It's an expansion, not a core box, so we could explore more the design space.
Absolutely. So those are the 6 investigators for this expansion. Should we take a look at some of the monsters? Who do you have there for us, Kenneth? So the expansion comes with 20 monster figures, 8 different types. Of course, the albino penguin.
Yes,
So a lot of
everyone
people
was
asking
asking that.
the cult of the albino penguin. We have them there.
The Sand Dwellers, the Men of Lang.
Yep. So right there on the camera coming up, the tall, lanky guy is the sand dweller. And the short, smaller, furry guy there is the man of Lang.
Oh, wow.
And of course, all of them have these unknown monster cards that you can use in any episode, just like the other. And one thing that's interesting that Gaio said that this can be used on season 1. So if you don't have the season 3, you can use it on season 1. So it comes with all the extra components that you need to play with the unknown monsters as well.
No.
Indeed. So that one unknown dashboard and the mythos cards, the 4 mythos cards that drive the unknown monsters from the unknown, they are also here on season 4
So,
for people who want to plug that into the first core box.
so
The big one
these
there is the
monsters,
ancient one.
yes, that was, I was going to say that.
And that's Sylvia, the reformed cultist for scale.
The hell is that winged squid thing?
Yeah,
they are,
it's
they
the
are all
ancient
kind of
one.
squiddy.
Yeah, that's true. Which one?
Which one?
So here we have the white spotted toad thing, the giant toad, and the moon beast. Moon beast is the minion from Nyarlathotep.
Wow, these
That's
are
right.
massive.
That moon beast is the minion for Nyla. Yep.
Yes, and
Yes.
it comes with three moonbeams, so it's hard.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
What we don't have here on this setup as a resin is the Spider of Leng, which appeared on the trailer just a moment ago. We don't have in resin. It is part of the expansion.
Watch out. Kenneth might still be in the room, so he have just disappeared.
I have my ceremonial knife handy just in case.
Perfection.
Well
Shall we
done.
see the start of the show?
Of course.
Let's see the star of the show.
Has the star come out of their trailer yet? They're making them demands.
How big is he? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, he doesn't fit the camera.
How big is he? Yes. He is huge.
There we go.
Wowzers.
And he has two forms.
Yes.
Yes.
So he
Uh,
has the human form and the other one form.
Can you talk a little bit, Marco, about the two
Yes.
forms? This is a different
So
elder one with two forms.
someone asked during there wasn't one day there was asking answering questions on Kickstarter, and someone asked which one was my favorite elder one to create. So this is the answer. It's Nyarlathotep. And what's interesting about him is that we are discussing which version of Nyarlathotep we are going to make, and as he has a very number of forms, and we decided to use two forms, but then we had to put that on the mechanic. Why he has two forms? How do you handle that as another one? So he starts on the board as in the human form, and you can't attack him. So he starts there, and he just attacks the investigators and mess with them, plays fire on the board, stuff like that.
We do have
And
his cards here.
Oh, cool.
So
oh yeah,
so
we
we can
can
exemplify.
show.
Here
So
it is.
yeah, so the final form starts on the track, but he starts on the board, and he can't be damaged until the ritual is disrupted, just like any other one. But he attacks. He starts with three dice that are already because he's already there attacking people. And once you disrupt the ritual, then he transforms. You take out the human form and place the final form in its place. And now it's the same as the other ones. You have to go there and attack him. But he, of course, he's stronger. He has more dice. I think the dice on the second card are wrong because it's not six black dice, but yes. So he starts getting more dice and uh, having other powers. But the thing is, he starts on the board, and that's the difference between him and other ones. At the start of the game, you already have to deal with him attacking you and doing stuff. And of course, since you can't kill him, there's a mechanic that allows you to be safe because you need to be safe to investigate and you don't want to be attacked every time. So when he attacks, he moves away to the furthest gate to start doing his evil things in another place. But then he comes back with his meters cards and start attacking you again.
And because he has many forms, if you take a look at the next cards, stages 3 and then the final stage, again he changes his abilities. So he starts healing at stage 3, which I thought was particularly nasty, Marco. You've put in the work to bring him down to stage 3, and then he heals damage.
Yes, and he
And
heals based on the cultists on the board on his face.
yeah, and then final stage, particularly nasty because there's fire everywhere from himself.
Yeah,
And then at that point, fire starts causing insanity.
that's one thing about him. He comes with extra fire tokens, and he has this mechanic of placing more fire tokens either directly on the investigators or on the board. And at the final stage, he starts dealing sanity based on fire on the board. So in stages that in episodes that already have fire, he becomes even nastier. Yes. So
It seems impossible to defeat. Anything
it's
to say
hard,
there?
but it's doable. Uh, Again, I think that the dice on the cards are wrong. Someone said 9 black dice. No, that's not how it works. That the dice are wrong on the card. I don't remember the numbers, but it's not 9 black dice.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, of course, everything here is subject to change. There are prototypes. Don't get you attached to those black dice there.
Yeah.
But there's more, right? There's even
There's
more
more.
content to talk about this expansion,
There's more.
besides the investigators and the monsters and the other one.
Yeah. Oh, first off,
Yeah.
it comes with 6 episodes, just like the
The
core box, if
previous
I'm not mistaken.
there's like the core bus. There's like the season 2. There's like season 3. All expansions have 6 episodes, and we have, for example, the episode that is inside a pyramid. A lot of people were asking about having an episode on Egypt, and we have one here. It's like you're exploring the pyramid and resolving the puzzles, avoiding the traps. It's very interesting. Um, we also have one that's in a zeppelin in the sky, and you have to kill the monsters that are the people are transforming into monsters, into spiders of Lang and other
Oh,
monsters. You
instead of
have
Zap.
you also have one, the window on the infinite. It's based on a short story, and you have this window that goes to other places. So there's the desert world and the snow world. So the board is like have 3 separate parts that you can move from, base through this window, and of course you have the albino penguins and the sand dwellers in the desert world. You have these different uh, landscapes inside one episode. So very interesting episodes.
Yes. The expansion also comes. I'm sorry, did you have anything to add?
Not on the episodes, but yeah, we can move on to talk about the next thing. So,
Of
four new
course.
insanities.
That's
Uh,
another thing that's different from the season 2. We have new insanities this time. So when you get season 4, you get more of everything. So you get another one, you get episodes, you get investigators, you also get insanities. And they are really what I try to do here is that exploring some design space that we couldn't in the core box because we had to make them more simple to people just starting the game. So this one of them, for example, shared psychosis, you have 2 insanities, other 2 insanities, and you alternate between them. You have these tokens that for uncontrollable fear, the frightened token that you can frighten and you cannot move while you have this token. You have the hyperactivity token that you have an extra action while you have that token. So we try to use different components to make them more interesting for the expansion.
yeah, I think my favorite there is the dissociative identity, because
Oh
that's the
yeah,
one you have true,
I
right?
yeah, that's the one. I messed up. The shared psychosis. There's another thing. The sensitive identity, the one that you have to insane. It is so
You
you alternate between
alternate,
that.
right? Two
Shared
insanities. That's
psychosis,
just
you
awesome.
trigger the insanity of another investigator next to you. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Oh wow.
I swapped
And
those.
there's more.
Yeah, finally new insanities. How about more relics? Well,
Mm,
someone's in luck.
Yeah, we also have more relics here. For example, we have the vial from the music of Eric Zan. Here we have a lot of different designs and new. Basically, we wanted to give new options for when you are playing with the unknown relics.
and so there are 6 new relics in
Let's see.
expansion. We
Yes,
were seeing
six.
3 back there, which
The
were
other
front
three
and
here.
back, and then the other three here.
Yeah. And I don't think we have an image to show, but there are also tiles, correct?
Oh, correct, correct. All of them use tiles that comes in the box. This is also different from season two. Season two used tiles from season one. This one uses tiles only from this box, so you can use it with season one. You don't need tiles from any other box to play this episode.
Yes, really good, really cool. So, what's your favorite from these? You told us your favorite insanities. What's your favorite relic, Marco? First, then
My favorite is the vial from the last slide
the vial.
because I really like this story of the music from Erickson, and mechanically it allows you to rest in a safe space, which is very powerful. Sometimes you are really short on health and stress, and you are in a space full of monsters, and you can't rest because you only rest in a safe space. With the vial, you can rest in a safe space, and of course, you heal more also. So that's very powerful.
What about you, Guilherme?
It's got to be the ritual dagger on the next slide.
Ritual dagger.
Yeah, because you can deal wounds to enemies in your space, but only at the end of your turn. So you gotta make sure you position yourself correctly for that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very powerful with like toughness, where you can take some hits, and then at the end of the turn you go and stab them.
so I haven't seen the mechanics, but I'll vote for the wooden pipe because of the Gandalf vibes, which I'm enjoying. What about you, Kenneth?
I've not seen any of them, but I like the old rosemary. It seems like I get to
Mm.
heal one stress or one wound every turn.
Yes,
Yeah,
every
that's good.
turn you heal one
As a free action. Nice.
as a free action. Yes.
So that should help taking down that beast we just saw. In fact, shall we go back to it? That beast. those, should, those should help. I see a question that. Okay, well, this is not a question. I'll just pick this real quick. Associative disorder in an Egypt scenario. Mark Spector confirmed. This is a prediction question. Is it possible that the design of a miniature will change in this year? So, this is a Kickstarter, so the game is still in development. So, how much can change and what cannot?
So what we see here are resins, right? Which means they are still in an earlier stage when it comes to development of figures. They all go through polish. They all go through lots of rounds of improvements before the plastic form. So just other campaigns, all of these will still go through all those rounds, right? These are just early resins that we have to show um, at an early and preview stage.
Fair enough. Any Kickstarter exclusives with season 4? So
So
yes.
there are, yes. So what we've seen here so far is the season 4 expansion. As it'll also show, we're adding this as an optional buy later today to the campaign. So this will be an optional buy later, and it is expected to come to retail indeed. But there is content that is Kickstarter exclusive. We haven't shown it yet. There are 3 cards that are exclusive to. There we go. So, as Kickstarter exclusives for buying season 4 during the Kickstarter campaign, we have 2 relics. They are the skull bracelet and the ivory figure. And we're also bringing back Sanity Riley Seizures, which was part of the Dice Tower Kickstarter earlier in 2022. So if you get the season 4 expansion here or during the Kickstarter campaign, you're getting all the content you've seen before, and you're also getting these 3 exclusive cards that only come in this campaign.
Yeah, I gotta say that I love this insanity. It makes you speak in gibberish, so speak full of tongue. It's very interesting.
I think we've covered this before, but just in case people missed it, does season 4 require Fear of the Unknown?
It requires a core box. It could be the first core box, this one, season 1, or it can be Fear of the Unknown. Season 4 is an expansion for either core box.
Yeah, and they covered before that since it features unknown monsters, it will come with components
Yes.
to use them even if you don't own season
Mhm.
3.
Correct.
Yes, I think. Will there be a way for us to hold all our boxes? Maybe a carrying case? Like,
Yeah.
honestly, the carrying case would have to be so big it would be more impractical, I think. Right?
Yeah, not coming from us, not a carrying case from C1 for sure. There are plenty of suppliers out there, but you're right. There's a lot of boxes, particularly if you're buying everything from this campaign and if you're getting an unspeakable box. There is a ton of content, and one of the things that I'm very happy with Death May Die is its modularity. So all this content is compatible. You can mix and match Elder Ones and episodes and investigators. So there's a very good reason to owning content for the game.
Another question here. I think we're nearing the end here. I do have a contest to announce before we're done, but let's just get this first. Will there be a late pledge?
Yes, so that's very typical with all of our campaigns. Once the campaign ends, there is a window of time where you can late pledge. There is a button on the campaign page. If you go to just go to the campaign page where today there is a pledge button. Now there will be a late pledge. It stays open for a period of time. So yes, just as our usual campaigns.
I think it might be the first time some people are backing one of our campaigns. So that's why I picked that one. Welcome aboard if you haven't yet. If you've never taken part in any of our Kickstarters, we're very happy to welcome new people. So ask away. Oh, I think I'm surprised. This question only showed up now. Let's see. Will there, slightly confused, will there be a new all-in pledge?
So I think as far as we wanted to show new things, we're about covered. There's still a few days in the campaign. There's still, of course, a few things to come. We're not ready to talk about what may or may not yet come ahead of us.
I think I have a last one. Can you show everything in one screen again, one big picture as a recap? So while Kenneth shoves all the miniatures in the setup, let me talk about our contest for today. We have been doing a few contests in our live stream, and today we want you to answer a question, and the winner will get the season 4 expansion added to their pledge for free. So what do you have to do? We will post the trailer for season 4 on our YouTube now-ish. Probably about now, anytime now, Simon, whenever you're ready, just drop the link in the comments. And I want you to answer the following question. What is Nyarlathotep's favorite dinner? Did I say that right? Did I say our Lord's name right? Or am I about to become dinner?
You did, Nyarlathotep. What is Nyarlathotep's favorite dinner?
Favorite
Right.
dinner. Yes. Okay, the link is now in the comments, so just go there and be creative. We'll be reading through them and picking a winner by Monday. So you have until Sunday night, and we'll add season 4 to your pledge with all this content you now see.
That's great.
That's great. Is this plastic edible?
Don't need it. No.
Nope. It might be his favorite dinner though. I don't know.
An important point is also this will be coming to the Kickstarter campaign as an optional buy soonish, as usual. It takes a little bit of time for us to post the update. And also to put the item on the system. I know every single time we release new optional buy, people go, "Where can I get it? Where is the item?" It takes a little while for the system to had to have the item added. But shortly after the stream, once we finish here, Isa and I will go back to the system, post the update, and add the item there for purchase.
Well, I think that covers what we had to show you today. Thank you all for joining us. And everyone, do you have any final words to say to our backers? This is our final week in review. We'll probably have a final live stream next week with the final 48 hours. So any last words here? Let's start with Guilherme.
You're muted.
You're muted.
There we go. Thank you. I'm very, very happy to show today's season 4 expansion. Nyarlathotep is my favorite sculpture, monster, my elder one was. I'm very happy that people kept talking about it and waiting it. And all this time, we are just kind of, we want to talk about it and we can't. It's great to show the albino penguins, the monsters. I'm very excited. And there's still 5 days to go. There's still a lot of things for us to show, a lot of stretch goals, more things coming. Can't wait to just and show you what more there is in stock.
What about you, Marco? Any final words there?
Yeah, I'm also really happy with how the campaign is going. Really excited to see the reception from the season 4 box. And thank you for watching us, being here with us today in the live. See you in the campaign.
Lastly, Kenneth, how are you? It's pretty late as usual for you, so thank you for participating in this.
No problem. I'm more than happy to be here. I mean, I'm also just as excited. I need to find a way to scratch this cultist itch that I'm having. I might just want to, yeah. I don't know what to do in the meantime while waiting for this game to come. So.
Well, thank you all for joining me, and thank you all in the audience for joining us. I'll see you all soon, and let's. Oh, our mini cultist.
We do have more surprise our last minute. Thank you, Uga.
Thank you. I love this. I don't want to end the stream. I love that he was drawing in the back.
He was drawing all this time, yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you all really soon. Thank you. Bye.